Welcome to another edition of American Warrior Radio. This is a special show which should appeal to all past and present military members and their families, patriotic Americans, and even NASCAR fans, as well as those of you who enjoy bobsledding in the Winter Olympics. Why do I say that? Because we have a special guest with us today, none other than Geoff Bodine. I'm Garen Cohn, founder of AVET Project. I'm an Air Force veteran and a retired legal advocate for veterans. And as always, next to me...
I'm Glenn McGuffey, manager of your Brevard County Veteran Services team, and I'm also retired from the Air Force, and that makes two blue suiters here with a national hero, so to speak, from NASCAR, Geoff Bodine.
Let's get right to it and give a warm welcome to Geoff Bodine. Say hello, Geoff.
Hey, hello, Geoff. Hi, guys. Hi, everybody out there.
Hey, Geoff, first off, I want to sincerely thank you for taking the time to share with the American Warrior Radio audience, as well as everybody else who listens to WMEL, especially all of our NASCAR fans. I know the promo for this particular interview was promoted heavily during the 400, the race yesterday, but you've been a little busy. You just got through with a charity ride with Kyle Petty, is that right?
Yeah, that's right. We started Lake Placid, New York. We rode down to New York, went into Pennsylvania, Virginia, South Carolina, Georgia, and ended up to Amelia Island in Florida. So really had a great time and saw a lot of great people. What really amazed me about that whole ride was not leaving Lake Placid when it was 35 degrees out, and not entering the last day when it was 85 degrees out. What really amazed me was all the people that came out along the routes, to the towns, the cities, to the rural areas. I mean, it was absolutely incredible. The people standing along the road just waiting for that Kyle Petty ride to go through, waving at us and waving their American flags and just cheering and hooting and hollering. And it really opened everyone's heart up to how people do care about what's going on in our world. They do care about good causes, and of course the Kyle Petty ride is a great cause.
And that's a perfect segue for the reason that you've agreed to appear on American Warrior Radio here, because we're sponsoring, along with AVET of Florida, the Can You See Me Now run on May 22nd, which is tomorrow, Sunday, with starting locations at American Legion posts throughout the Space Coast and ending up at Destination Daytona and Ormond Beach. You, as I understand, are going to participate as well.
Well, you bet. I wouldn't miss this. Wow, I just had a little motorcycle ride. I need another one. I'm not saddle sore, and people say, "Boy, don't you get tired? Don't you get wore out doing those things?" Well, heck, no. I mean, how can you get tired doing something you love, riding a motorcycle and looking at our beautiful country on the seat of a motorcycle? It's the only way to see our country. You see it, you smell it, you feel it. Mm-hmm. Sometimes the odors are a little strong, but sometimes they're very beautiful too. And we're looking forward to this ride tomorrow, because awareness of folks out there on motorcycles is crucial.
And that is important, because Governor Scott, to his credit, has declared the month of May as Motorcycle Safety and Awareness Month. And for those folks that are traveling up and down the highways, they're seeing those signs out there saying, "Look twice, save a life, watch for motorcycles." So this is just an added advantage to have somebody of your stature come on and promote the event and promote motorcycle safety and awareness. And the neat thing is, we've tied this all into Armed Forces Week, which celebrates our warriors both here at home and serving abroad, as well as their families. And to know that you're going to be participating, I know that's going to be a big drawing card. It's going to increase the crowd by probably 10 times.
We appreciate it.
But we truly appreciate that. And you mentioned the patriotism and the way that folks are supporting this country.
Yeah, Geoff, this is Glenn, and it seems to me pretty clear that supporting the military is obviously very important to you, both active duty, Guard, Reserve, and other veterans. And you have some military background yourself. Tell us about that, if you would.
Well, I really do. It starts with my father. He was in World War II. Germany, got shot in the rear end. He, thank goodness, survived, but he was a patriot, of course, and I guess he gave me those same feelings about our country. I joined the National Guard. I was in college, joined the National Guard, spent 6 years there, And I've been to the Mideast 4 times to see our troops, goodwill tours, once to Afghanistan. Actually, I was in the first group of racers to ever go over there. Tony Schumacher, Jerry Nadeau, and I went to Afghanistan with General Keane. I've been to Iraq twice, and I went once in the Persian Gulf with the Navy. So, and I look forward to go back. Those tours are great. All the folks in the military, Navy, they appreciate everyone going over there, and there are a lot of people that go over there every week that you don't hear about, because we don't do it for that, the notoriety. We do it for the troops. But more people need to know that there are good people in this world, good celebrity people that go over there weekly to show our support to our troops.
Yes, sir. And from my perspective, and I know Garen's too, we applaud you in your efforts in doing that.
For sure.
And I have to add in, if the newspapers would only advertise that, whether that's why you're seeking going, I know you're going there to support the troops, but there's better things for them to write. But I did. Getting off the subject here a little bit, just for our folks' information, what was your MOS or job for those people who are not from military with the lingo when you were in the Guard?
Well, I think they've changed the numbers, but I was a 62B Trump 20, which means I was a general mechanic. I worked on everything from a Jeep to a tank, drove them all, and I was in an engineering company in Corning, New York. But I think they've changed those numbers here last recently.
So
well,
you've been
I think
turning
they get
wrenches.
the message.
Yeah, you've been turning wrenches and driving cars your whole life.
Well, it kind of was natural for me to go in there and do that. Yeah, I was kind of a gearhead, I guess, a wrench head, and but I mean that's all I knew and that's all I know. So I guess turning wrenches worked out good for me. It was a lot of fun. It was very rewarding. I was on weeks of active duty. We had some floods up in New York State, so I was on active duty for several weeks, and saw what it was really about. But going over to the Mideast, and we don't stay in a Ritz over there. We live. We stay in tents with the soldiers, sailors. We eat with them. We sleep with them. We take showers with them. We do everything with them. So we know what they go through 24/7. And the thousands of troops I've seen over there, not one soldier or sailor had ever said anything bad about what they're doing over there. Actually, they talk to me about the good they're doing and how good they feel about it. And I actually do a little missionary work over there. They've asked me what I thought God thought about it, and of course, God gave me the words to encourage them and tell them what they were doing was the right thing to do. They're obeying orders, and that's the right thing to do.
That's right. Amazing, amazing story. And again, I wasn't even aware that you'd gone over there as many times as you have to entertain the troops. That's pretty incredible. I wanted to touch on something you mentioned. While you were in the Guard, you were called to duty for some natural disasters in the state, right? That's what you were saying?
Correct.
Would it surprise you to find out that close to 60% of our forward deployed forces now are Guard and Reserve?
No, that's an amazing number. It really is, and proud of for all those folks. And I'm very blessed that I didn't have to go to war. I didn't have to make that decision to pull the trigger or any of those things. Yeah, but I do respect the men and women that do that. Like I said, every day, 24/7, and they're carrying out their orders. They're doing what they're supposed to do, and I just Godspeed and God bless them, and wish them all the safety I can give them.
And by you going over there and boosting their morale, it must have been an incredible event, not just for you, but for them too. Like you said, they were all positive. Their morale was up. They believed in their mission, at least in their orders, right?
Well, yeah, it's amazing. And plus, they hear that we're coming, and they call home and write home, and they send them little cars, little pictures and stuff to sign, and it's absolutely amazing. I don't know where it was, I really don't, but a soldier came up to me and said, "Here, would you sign this?" I looked at it, and there's a little kid in me. He said, "Yeah, that's me. You took this picture with me at Dover, Delaware in so-and-so year." And here's a grown man over there in Iraq defending our country. So, I mean, and that happens several times, and that just, again, opens your heart up, and me want to go back and see more troops.
Well, that's certainly a treasure that he's going to keep forever and ever and share with his grandchildren, I'm sure.
That's outstanding.
Hey, before we talk more about the Can You See Me Now ride, which brings attention to motorcycle safety awareness, and half the proceeds are going to be benefiting AVET Project's PR&R retreats for returning combat vets, I know our audience wants to hear a little bit about how you got involved with the Olympic bobsled team.
Yeah, it's kind of a wild story. I was watching the '92 Olympics, and Brian Scheimer, our #1 driver then, and Herschel Walker, who I rode on the Calpitty ride this last week with.
Herschel Walker, the football player?
Yeah, Herschel Walker was a bobsledder that year, '92, but they didn't do very well. They were doing really badly, and I got curious to find out why. And what I discovered was they weren't using American-made bobsled. They had to purchase and use second-rate European bobsleds, and I just thought that was wrong. I thought Americans, no matter what they competed in the Olympics, were using American skis, skates, bobsleds. It didn't matter what. I just thought that's the way it was, but not the case. And plus,
so what happened? What did you do?
Well, plus our athletes had to buy their own equipment, which I thought was totally wrong. So, because of my success in NASCAR, I call it the infamous statement. I said, well, I guess I'll have to build you guys some bobsleds. And so I hired some friends of mine in Connecticut to do the project for me. I was racing, I was making the money, and they spent it. But it's been well worth it. We're not for profit. We design, build, maintain these bobsleds free to our athletes, and we've done that since 1992. And now, guess what? We have the fastest bobsled in the whole world. So pretty happy about that.
Yeah. That's Glenn again. What's the name of your bobsled company?
It's Bodine Bobsled. You can go online, look it up. It's actually spelled B-O-D-Y-N, bobsled. You can look it up, and then if anyone wants to help, donate to us. We're always looking for sponsors for help. It tells you how to do that online. Plus, it tells a lot about the program and how we got started and what we're doing with it. And actually, we're moving from Connecticut. We're moving our manufacturing facility to Mooresville, North Carolina. Joey Logano, NASCAR Joey Logano, he and his father are building a big shop down there, and they've offered us to give us about 6,000 square feet of room
Nice.
to put our bobsled project in. Now they do. They're involved in the Paralympic ice skating. They furnish the ice skates that the paraplegics use for ice skating.
Wow.
And so we're going to help them with that project, and they're going to help us with ours. And great
Teamwork.
People, patriotic, and really great people. So we appreciate that. So if you're a race fan, cheer for Joey Logano. He's a great guy.
Well, yeah, let's hear it for him. And I think you're being too modest at the moment. Didn't your one of the bobsleds, your company that you're the co-owner with, called Night Train, make a fantastic win for the United States?
Well, that's what I said. We have the best, the fastest in the world. Yeah, the Night Train team, Steve Holcomb, driver,
Oh, yeah.
won the 4-man race in Whistler Olympics this last time, and
Hoorah!
yeah, right. So we have the fastest. And the top speed was about 95 miles an hour. So I'm glad I wasn't
on.
sitting in that thing.
Me either.
But if they'd asked me, I would have, because I trust Steve as a driver and the whole team, and they did a marvelous job up there. And actually, our girls' team came in second place in their race. She actually had a chance of winning the gold medal, but she pulled a muscle, and so she couldn't get the start that she needed. But so we're proud of both the men and the women in bobsledding. They do a great job.
Okay, so you mentioned a bobsled going how fast again?
Yeah, 95 miles an hour. And
Wow.
you know what that feels like? It
Yeah.
feels like 200 miles an hour in a race car. And
Didn't you set a track record at 197 miles an hour? I did some little bit of research, and I'm looking at all your accomplishments. Don't you still hold a track record?
yeah, at the Atlanta Motor Speedway, yes, I do. Thank you. And yeah, actually, I'm putting a program together to get back out there and do a little racing. Hopefully, we're going to be racing Daytona in July.
Oh, fantastic.
Hopefully, we'll run 3, 4, maybe 5 more races this year.
Jeff, we got to spend a minute, and I hope you don't mind, talking about one of the absolute worst crashes in racing history back in February of 2000. You were in the Craftsman Truck Series. What exactly happened, and how did you survive that? I watched the video over and over going, how in the world is this man still living and breathing and talking to us and doing all the good things he's doing?
Yeah, well, first I need to correct you. It was a very, very good crash. Any crash you survived was good.
Okay.
Any wreck you walk away from.
Yeah,
that's a distinction.
It was very devastating. It was the worst looking crash in NASCAR history.
No
They both
doubt.
on that, but, well, I mean, there's no question in my mind. There's absolutely no hesitation in my voice, my thought that God definitely reached down there and saved me that day. You can't survive what I did just on luck. You can't survive it on NASCAR technology, safety equipment. There's no way. That truck was totally destroyed.
And then you got hit. You got hit again.
Yeah, no respect. Kind of like no respect. They kept running into me. So there's no question that God reached down there with his angels and protected me that day, and that's the only reason I'm here today.
Well, Geoff, you're a bona fide NASCAR legend with over 500 starts, 37 pole positions, 18 wins. What do you attribute your success to?
Well, you know, God gave me the talent. When my mom and dad could see me and I was born, you know, I had that in me. It was obvious. I started racing when I was 5 years old. My father built me a little racer, and they saw right away one had desire, and I was determined to race. I worked on a thing all the time, and I had dedication. You know, again, that's all I wanted to do. Now, I was a farm boy, so I worked on a farm. And when I got old enough,
You know the value of good hard work.
Oh yeah, when I got old enough, I worked with my father at the racetrack. I had to pick rocks and drive the tractor and all that, mow the grass, pick the trash up. But I had uncles that raced, so they taught me the racing side of it. I had one Uncle Earl that was a great driver, so just watching him, I learned how to drive. And my parents let me continue. I mean, in school, I wrestled. I love wrestling. I played football, so I did all that stuff too, but sounded like I was a pretty big, busy kid back then, wasn't it?
Yeah, for sure. And it must have been an honor to be named one of NASCAR's 50 greatest drivers.
Well, oh yeah, an honor and really a surprise. I didn't see that one coming, but I definitely appreciate it. You know, and I think part of their decision was based on my successes. I was the first Northerner to come down to NASCAR and make it and stay, which opened the doors up for a lot of other drivers around the country.
You say Northerner. Where were you born?
Upstate New York. So, yeah, I'm one of them.
Funny how an upstate New Yorker migrated and now lives in sunny old Florida, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
Imagine that, snowbirds.
But, you know, part of that decision, I think, was made on some of the innovations that I brought to NASCAR.
Talk to us about that a little
being
bit.
Used, you know, full-face helmets, power steering, the modern-day seats, a lot of innovation. Well, the rear anti-roll bar, which is a technical term, but suspension. Of course, they wrote a lot of rules for things I did too that they didn't really care for, but so I'm really proud of all those things. And course,
So an innovator and an instigator at times?
Hey, you know me, don't you? Heard about me.
Yeah, your reputation precedes you, but that is pretty interesting, and I'm not sure our audience, whether they're American Warrior Radio audience or NASCAR audience, is really aware of the impact you've had on NASCAR.
You know, maybe one day it'll come out. I'm in the process of writing a book about how do you win Daytona, the Daytona 500 and Olympic gold medal, which I think will be, we're going to make it motivational, inspirational, and informative, of course. It's a great story. And then eventually I'll write the tell-all book about how everything went down, and I can't do that yet because I'm still racing.
Exactly, yeah. You managed to get on a team or put your team together for 2010, and you're still working on one now, yeah?
Yeah, I really am. It looks like it's going to go down. We're going up to Charlotte here in another week and talk to some folks, and hopefully we can put something together for the 400 race in Daytona in July.
Well, fantastic. Listeners to WMEL and American Warrior Radio are really anxious to hear that you're going to be participating in the Can You See Me Now Safety Awareness Ride. And like I said, it's going to benefit AVET projects, PR&R project, recuperation and reintegration. these retreats we hold for returning combat vets, because they're not given an opportunity to really decompress and relax and learn about potential VA benefits, as well as being counseled on post-traumatic stress and TBI and even family issues and suicide risk assessment. So these retreats are real important. That's why it's super cool that you've come on board, not only supporting us through this interview, but you're going to be riding with us. And you mentioned that your father served during World War II and your service. It really is important that not just celebrities, but the common everyday American that may not think they're anything other than, Joe Sixpack, that they get out there and they show their support for the troops. Wouldn't you agree?
Well, of course, and we're this is the greatest country in the whole world, the United States of America, but our society is pretty spoiled. We take things for granted. I'm not putting anyone down, but that's just the way it is. We all kind of know that, and we take our freedom for granted. But there are thousands of folks out there giving us freedom every day around the world. So we need to show that support. We need to get out there, and if anyone's riding a motorcycle, any of you veterans or non-veterans, come on out this tomorrow, and let's go ride and show our support.
Well, it's marvelous that you're putting into action your words. A lot of people speak, but not many people step up to the plate, as they say, or whatever the equivalent term would be in NASCAR. Being a fellow who's wanted a motorcycle for a long time, whose wife won't let him have one, what kind of motorcycle do you ride?
Oh boy, we got to change that.
Yeah,
we'll get Glenn out there on a bike.
Well, I ride a Softail Custom right now, but actually AJ hires in Melbourne. He has a Infiniti, a Mazda store, and a Dodge store. We're opening up a Honda Power Sports store here in another month and a half, right in Melbourne. It'll be Geoff Bodine's Honda Power Sports. So if you want a Honda motorcycle or an ATV or anything to do with power, generators and lawn motors, all that stuff, come on over.
Folks, you hear it.
We're really excited about that. And this weekend, though, I'm going to probably be riding a Harley Davidson. I'm not sure tomorrow, but whatever it is, I just hope it doesn't break down.
Hey, folks, you heard it here first on WMEL that he's going to be opening up a motorcycle dealership. I can't imagine anybody wanting to buy from anybody else. The Can You See Me Now ride, like I said, it's tomorrow. The kickstands go up at various locations. They're all occurring at American Legion posts. And whether you stop by and pay the $10, you're going to get a free T-shirt while they last. We got 5 or 6 different locations where folks can join the ride. But you know what? If you're not near an American Legion post, which I think we're going to start at 10:30, and then we've got it as we go north on Highway 1, we'll be picking up more and more as we go. Get on your motorcycle and jump up and go to Destination Daytona and join us for this, because it's going to be a great event outside Destination Daytona, which is a big Harley shop. And gosh, it's like a shopping mall. It's a pretty neat place.
It really is. If you haven't been there, you need to go. It's a destination you need to experience. Bruce Rossmeyer was a great friend of mine. Unfortunately, he passed away, and but we're going there to show our support of him and of course the cause. And whoever's out there that has a motorcycle, or if somebody wants to ride with me, just come on over. We'll give you a ride.
That's it, folks. You can learn. We're running out of time, but you can learn more about the Can You See Me Now ride event by visiting www.avetproject.org. Click on the Facebook icon, or you can go to brevard.abateflorida.com. And before we go, Geoff, how can listeners learn more about projects and programs you're involved with? Do you have a website or a fan club website?
Yeah, there's a fan club. Go to Bodine Bobsled, like I said, or Geoff Bodine Fan Club, all those things. And, of course, we are Facebook, and my wife handles all that. So you can go on all that stuff and check out what we're doing.
Again, sir, you are always welcome to join us here on American Warrior Radio, right here on WMEL. Look forward to the ride tomorrow. And as always, Glenn,
don't forget, thank AVET.
And we're out. Geoff.